Peace and blessings, Apex Solar One. Today, we're just chilling. Cover a few topics. Speak to y'all about the energies and the deity that brought forth the energies. What you're looking at is the S pattern. A lot of y'all think that's an S. It's not an S. That is the movement that energy enters the universe on. If we work from a big bang or an explosion, out of that explosion came patterns you hear me talking about. These are the patterns that we had all our life. We see they put them on superheroes for a reason. The reason they put these patterns on superheroes because these are the deities that I'm speaking to y'all of. When I go back and deal with major philosophy, petroglyphics, carved writings, things that was left etched in stone. That's why you hear us say it was etched in stone, meaning they took that etched in stone and you get from that, it was written. No, it wasn't written, it was etched in stone, petroglyphs. Don't believe me. Research what I speak to you about, what I share with you. I'm not teaching. I use the word a lot. I teach my students. But when I'm on this broadcast, is on YouTube, I'm sharing with y'all certain informations. There was energies, and out of those energies came what you might call aliens, extraterrestrial beings, solar beings, light bearers, Anunnaki, etc. But you had patterns that came in, zigzag, zig. What you see on your right would be a zigzag zig, a lightning bolt. What you see on your left would be another pattern, an S, or the snake shape that you see the Egyptian pharaohs wear. All of this is the first intelligent life. These patterns that come in are energy. And out of these patterns, out of this energy, can form beings because the energy is intellect. And that's my theory on it. I trust it had to be a great explosion. I trust things were already here. There couldn't have been a start point. This thing is about vibration, sound, rhythm, and tone. Everything is moving. Everything has vibration. Rocks will come alive. There's DNA in rocks that will form Voltron and come alive. This is crack your cranium. So when you see the S on your left, I use S because that's what y'all identify with, but you got to take S out of your head. That's a pattern. Now think of how a snake moves. A snake was put here to be immune to the planet like dinosaurs, genetic. And this snake pattern was energy. A snake is really a live wire. Electric eel is no more than a snake, but what is an electric eel? It's a live wire. You can't touch it. Get electrocuted. Barracuda type shit. But no, honestly, this thing is about energy. So you'll see a lot of the high Egyptians, or as you go back into your research, you see pattern is respected. Pattern. Life is pattern. What you're looking at is the zigzag zig. That's how electricity has to come in to the universe. It all comes in on pattern, wiggles. If you look at sperm and you look at it real good, semen, it's wiggles, it's patterns. And then it wiggles its way to a woman's egg, and then it produces. What is the difference between a world and life? You have life inside of worlds. To me, my philosophy, a world is when these deities, who I trust falsely is identified with as gods and goddesses. I trust deity is higher than gods and goddesses. My personal philosophy is that deities produce gods and goddesses. But deity to me is straight up crystal beings, straight up energetic beings, light bearers. Beings that don't have a genetical makeup, did not transform yet, did not move down into planets, and this is what they're doing as they move along, as these energy patterns, these light bearers, this, and the light is solar. As you examine, the light is solar. So you have these beings wanting to constantly move forward. I don't want you to y'all to get that alien in the middle mixed up. I just want y'all to go out there knowing that from these patterns, the controller of those patterns are extraterrestrial beings. Don't put good, don't put bad with them. Just extraterrestrial beings in different atmospheres, different makeups. I trust non-skin, but could be a reptilian type skin also, because that I trust will hold up in different atmospheres. Again, my philosophy. So these snake patterns are what you first see. If it's a big bang, energy came out, and from energy came forms, patterns, and it was always left, right, like wiggly, zigzag, zig. Because you can't hold on to it. It's like when somebody, like a great philosopher said, like trying to hold on to a fish that you just caught. And you try to pick them up and the fish is still alive, wiggling, wiggling, wiggling. That's life. That's the zigzag zig. And I trust these beings went on and out of this explosion formed planets and galaxies, and put solar systems inside galaxies and formed planets to grow things on. I trust planets are plan of these ETs. Planet, P-L-A-N-E-T, plan of ETs, or solar gods, or God, or angels, Elohim, Anunnaki. I don't know what you're calling them. But everything was, life is pattern. So when you produce galaxies and put solar systems within galaxies, and then planets, then you have a thing called time. Then you have a thing called growth. They are outside of time and growth. They produce time and growth for fun, to do things, to continue traveling, to boldly go where no one has ever gone. So energy is everything. Energy produces things. Think about you getting mad. Energy. If you're not mad and don't have energy, you won't combust and you wouldn't have hit someone. You wouldn't have been in trouble. You can have mental mind energy. Makes your mind, you're thinking too much. Everything is energy. And these beings produce galaxies with solar systems in it and planets on them and dimensions, time locks, and gave planets time because they wanted to grow things on planets. A world is a galaxy with a solar system in it above a planet, giving sustenance to a planet. That's a world. And there's life in that world. That's my philosophy. Life, what kind of life, Apex? Plant life, wildlife, aquatic life. Humans think of life when they say life. We only think of a human being. You only think of yourselves. Mortals, life, me, I'm breathing, a human being, another person, a woman or a man. You can swat life away in an instant. And each of y'all that are listening are guilty of just swatting life away in an instant. Not caring about life because you think the only life that's important is human life. These beings set forth beautiful projects, what we would call alchemistry, scientific projects, and are the creators of solar systems, galaxies, and planets in a universe that just was, in vibration and tone that just was. Vibration and tone, something that just was, abstract, the sustainer, that we can't get to, that I don't speak about. I don't speak about an ultimate one God. I just know in my philosophy that it has to be a sustainer. And if that sustainer is not a he or she, it's energy. It's ultimate something, abstract. It's just something that gave way for a bang to even be able to happen, because a big bang had to be produced within something also, a universe. How did the universe get here? We'll go on and on about things that we should just leave alone. Let alone be alone. You know how you grew up and say, leave alone, alone? And what happens when people don't leave alone, alone? Other things happen. Don't be naive enough to think that this thing was by natural selection. Please don't. That just wouldn't make the sense that you can inherit from the celestial universe, from the light bearers, from higher energies. That's what we're dealing with. I'm not dealing with gods and deities yet and all that. We're just dealing with higher energies when you're talking about patterns. When you see these patterns that I'm showing you that produce life, that ultimate energy, and why they were given to superheroes, what you see in the middle, that alien, is Superman, Shazam, ISIS. All of these superheroes that they're giving you are aliens that were in the universe transforming, engineering universes, galaxies, and solar systems, and clusters and quasars. They're moving all this around to me. And you call them angels. So what's making me crazy if I just say no, they were Elobots. They formed out of elements that came out of the explosion. And it's intelligence in elements. Now think of us today making a robot and then downloading that robot with data, with human intelligence. And it will be called a what? An AI, artificial intelligence, or an artificial robot that will go now and be placed in your house to be able to move things around and vacuum and clean and do everything you once did. Technology is no more than human advancement. And I'll use the word human, meaning everything we do, the second strand has to watch, copy, then make better. If you're vacuuming, if you're sweeping your rug, we got to make it easier for you and get you a vacuum cleaner to extend you not having to do that. Whatever we do as humans, or you do as humans, or the Adam and Eve seed do as humans, technology just precedes it, just comes after it. Watches human characteristics, and that's what the internet and all of this AI is about. Downloading, the internet is about watching human behavior, and then now being able to build robots, elements. Robots are being elements, and then downloading these elements, just like a computer sitting in front of you. What's making me crazy if I'm telling you what they're showing you in Transformers is true? It was life inside of what you would call a robot. That's how they had to engineer the universe, the multiverse. But time and growth and a thing called life, to me, didn't exist until they created things, put things together for you to have time and life. Nothing to grow out of these explosions, out of these patterns. So this is why they put these patterns in their thing called superheroes or Avengers and all of that. Because when you get back to watching Superman, they're taking you back to planets now. They're talking to Superman through hologram or crystal technology. Crystal again, back to crystal. That means intelligence can be transformed into crystal and viewed holographically. This is Superman showing you this. When he put the crystals in and he looked at it, it's like you can put an old VHS tape in or DVD tape in that you film of your family. And somebody could have left you instructions. But they take all of this information. This is no more than petroglyphics, things that was found pre-hieroglyphics, way before hieroglyphics, way before Anunnaki civilizations, way before any human civilizations, any Greek civilization, any Roman civilization, any Egyptian civilization. We go back pre-writing, when we was etching things in stone, not carving hieroglyphics, hero meaning sacred, glyphics meaning writings. That's later. That's not us. I go back to deity that formed out of these patterns. Solar beings, the most highs, plural. Hermaphrodites. To come in, you have to have a balance. What you're looking at is no more than like a yin and yang. If y'all understood the yin and yang and look at it, look on the right, you see the white and all that. The yin and yang is the light and the darkness. The darkness not comprehending the light, or it both complementing each other and moving out of the way from one another. It's all energy and pattern. We're grown people, and to this day, lightning scares the shit out of us. Think about it. A bulk of lightning, that's what you're looking at on the right. On your left, you're looking at the snake pattern, the energies that came in. All came in wiggly. That's life. There's no gods here. There's no nothing. There's no angels. There's none of that. There's no belief system. There's nobody, because these beings didn't move forward and start creating yet. But you'll be able to collaborate in writings further down that there's a such thing called Elohims or Anunnaki, or a man called Jesus from one being called God, and he came out and he represented God. Light bearers, the Hindu deity I think name is Kali. Just check so many different cultures and see what they call their deities, or what they call their trinity. So what you're looking at, again, is pattern. Everything, life is pattern. Zigzag, zig. Wiggles. Motion. And then you have to control the motion, because it becomes emotion. So these beings went around giving what's called life, and giving life. Putting life on planets for things to grow. When you see a planet, it's an extraterrestrial experiment. And I won't even say extraterrestrial. It's a solar experiment. It's a higher intellect, an outellect, higher technology, a more advanced technology than you. Just experimenting and exploring how you grew, learn what your sperm do, and begin having sex with different women. You've been having sex with different men, and then produce babies, and then build homes, got jobs, and tried to create for your situation. Just imagine higher beings with a higher technology and a higher intellect, really an outellect. And they just move through the universe creating. And we go back to where there was nonviolence. I don't get violence in solar stories. Some people call these beings aquatic beings. Some people call them the Nemo, fish people. Some cultures describe them as half man with fishtails that came up out of the water and began teaching certain civilizations, Mayans, Incas, Aztecs, and advancing certain civilizations with celestial astrology. Remember, America just got astrology not too long ago. I don't even think we had astrology in the 1900s. Gotta check that. It's like we just got rubber in like what, the late 1800s, early 1900s. We're late on everything, all technology. Yet the technology that we do have, we don't reveal it. And when we do reveal it, it means we have more advanced technology than that. So that's what they're doing to y'all with these iPhones. They can probably give you, they're working on, listen to this, a universal internet where you can hook up in the universe with extraterrestrials, and one of your pals could be that guy right there in the middle, in the green. Think about when you watch Star Trek. You think if we got TV and internet, it didn't come from them? You think they don't have it? They're more advanced than us. Whatever we have, they're looking at and laugh. When you're watching Star Wars, all of these Battlestar Galacticas, all of the stuff they're showing you on these spaceships, they're showing you screens. They're showing you screens. They're showing you our technology. That when these ships crash here, Roswell and all that, then we go on and advance from that. There was no internet when it was a Roswell alien crash back in 47, if that's the right year. There was no internet. We just got an internet to be able to hook up worldwide. Well, we're going to advance that and be able to hook up to the universe. You're going to be able to make a cell phone call. You're going to be able to make a cell phone call to another galaxy. You're going to be able to go online, and that line is going to be a celestial line, an outer galactical line. And you're going to be able to hook up and look at the lives of extraterrestrials on other planets. And you can stop being a believer and know then that life is on the other planets. That's what they're working on now. Communications, the aliens, y'all want to call them, are offering now to hook up with them so that you can go ahead and see them. They're slipping it in on the internet now, because you don't know when you see an alien. We so trained, we're going to look at that and say, what was that? and you'll see a picture like you're seeing in front of you, the Green Man. Because they got costumes you can buy and people can fake like that was a real alien. But how are you going to know when it was real or not? The Sci-Fi Channel they own to put extraterrestrial stuff on in story form and communicate to see how the world is going to react to it. So they're going to be able to universally hook us up to what we call a UNINET. And you can, from yourself, your iPhone, FaceTime an extraterrestrial. Okay, so back to energy patterns and stuff. That's something, y'all check into that. That's Crack Your Cranium for y'all. Y'all always ask for Crack Your Cranium. I try to do it. Okay, so remember, the patterns that you're looking at, they stole, put on superheroes, and then made stories. Everything happened in the universe with elements, chaos, whatever you want to call it. Things happen to be arranged. Trillions of years of raining. How did they put water on planets? We're talking pre-elements, before they designed the elements and cataloged. I trust they cataloged certain elements, and you give certain planets certain elements. There's so many more elements. I feel there's millions and trillions of elements. Other planets just have them. More advanced planets. So we get there, we say these are more advanced beings because they have a technology that we don't have, but we once, before the Marx Brothers, couldn't fly. You understand? But now they have underground path trains that they're secretly making that can get you from New York to Washington in 10 minutes. That can get you from New York to LA in 30 minutes. That can get you from Japan to the United States in 2 hours. I might be off of my coordinates, but that's what they're doing now. From energy. Everything is energy, pattern, and vibration and tone. Y'all have to get in tune, man. If you're not in tune, you're not in touch, man. You have to go out of your mind because your mind is there. You have to go out to get it. So everything happened in the universe that planets, and as beings begin forming on planets from a creation of higher beings, you begin to have to figure shit out. So systems had to be brought to you that were not here, that we don't know nothing about. Spiritual systems. Why would we need a spiritual system when we ain't can create human beings yet that created mischief? Why would we need a writing system to explain what to who? These beings are just moving along as light. The most intellectual beings in the universe. And out of them come other beings. And yes, you have mischiefs, wars, and chaos even in the universe. Before they even got here, got different places, created planets, and put life on planets. Back to what I was telling you. You have to respect all life. Each of you, at one point or another, at one time or another, disrespected these beings' life. How do you know that? How can you prove that, Apex? Because you have animal life, not just human life. You have aquatic life. You have fish. You have sharks. You understand? You have whales. You have octopus, which octopus are really alien from another planet. Octopus and dolphins are not from here. They're gifts to this planet to help us. Okay? At some point or another, you disrespected life. You swatted life away like it was nothing. Who listening, don't care what age you are, if you can tell me in one sentence that God created the animals, the trees, you know, in your good book, that God created the animals, the trees, the water, the seas, he said, let there be light. All life belongs to God. All of it. If that's so. Not just human life, because there was animal life before human life, because you humans are bred out of the animals. Now tell me which one of y'all at one point in your life didn't see a fly and just swat that fly out your way and smack that fly and kill it and swat that fly out your life like it was nothing and then kept it moving. How many times have y'all, from a child or to now, just stepped on a pile of ants when you didn't have to? How many times you killed the insect when you really didn't have to? And just thought nothing of it? Are you a murderer? If you went and agreed to have an abortion, are you a murderer? And don't let the white man teach you and tell you at what age or what time it's not life. Because once it connected, that's life. It can produce. From there, it's supposed to do a job from the sperm to the egg, period. Who's sitting here telling you, well, wait till this form after 3 months of this and that? No. If you pronounce pregnant, that's it. If that egg hit if the semen, that male semen hit that woman's, went up in that ovum and hit that egg, look at the zigzag zig now, and look at sperm swimming to that egg. Look at the zigzag zig and notice the yellow, the yolk, in each one of the pictures you're looking at. And look at the snake. That's the semen going into the yellow. Look at the right side. Look at the zigzag zig, the lightning bolt. That's the semen traveling right into what you see, yolk. And that's symbolizing what you see here, the spark of life. Picture your semen right now, everybody. Picture semen. It wiggles to something yellow, the yolk, the ovum, into the ovum, into the egg. You understand that? And I can teach you about Easter from that egg. Because when they want to give women these, what is it, a hysterectomy? I'm not sure what it is. To not have babies? I'm not sure what it is, so forgive me. That's a symbol, you hiding that egg. That semen, that lightning bolt can't get to that egg and continue producing solar life. It's way before humans. So you hide that egg. You know, Easter, you got to hunt for that egg. Symbolic. Easter, the book of Esther. Are you a murderer? Woman? You had 4 abortions, didn't you? 3, 2, 1, 8, 7, 6, 12. Is your number in there? Are you a murderer? Did you disregard life? But you're not doing a life sentence for killing that fly. We all bought fish, didn't take care of them, and just killed the fish. Should have left the fish in the store. We've all murdered fish from neglect. Little pets we bring home, don't take care of them right. This is life. But when you eating that animal for your salvation, ain't no problem, right? But there's many a times in your life you know you could have let an insect go by, especially outside. I'm not into killing insects outside. They're in their own natural environment. What right do I have walking over to a spider and just stepping on it if it's not coming at me, attacking me? What right do I have just taking a glass jar like I did as a child, fixing it up with honey and putting little branches in it and going out and capturing bees, suffocating them and they die. Taking them right out of their environment. And now you have what's called alien abductions. Beings coming down, just taking advantage of you. You have an IRS just taking your money. When you look at life like this, you become better. Stop being the person that said, I just did a little stealing. I don't do as bad as her. Wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. If God said, thou shalt not steal, and me and you go in the store, and I steal a $2,000 computer, and you steal a pack of gum, and you look at me like I did something wrong, no, God is not going to weigh, well, you're going to jail, Apex. That was too much. You took a lot for no. Stealing is stealing is stealing. It's the act. It's the act itself. It's not going to be about who stole something less than this, or I can let you go. No, the act of stealing is no good. So let's rewind. Did you swat a fly away in your life like it was nothing? Didn't even go take a napkin, pick it up, and throw it out the window or something. Just left it. We all know we do it with roaches. We from the ghetto. We done killed. If you want my murder count, and we start with insects, it's in maybe thousands. All of us. If God asks us, have you killed since you've been on this earth? We all got to say yeah. Or he going to look at you, or she going to look at you and say, well, Look, let me rewind back to hologram. Here, put this crystal in. There go you right there killing a fly, killing the bee. Oh, you said, did I kill? See, because you're thinking life only as human life. And that's the way you was taught. So then you grow up not caring. I had a woman from Peter come up to me with paperwork because I had a jacket on that had some animal hide in it. And she wanted to protest. And I told her, you can't come up to me with a t-shirt on and a piece of paper, because paper comes from trees that must have been killed for this paper that you got. And the t-shirt was picked from the blood of my ancestors. How about if I'm offended by you wearing a cotton t-shirt? So when these animal lovers come up on you, you gotta know how to break them down too. They can't come up on you teaching you about stop wearing animal. Walking around, you see them with paper. Paper is because you shouldn't represent paper, because paper got here by killing a tree. You go back, you see people wrote on papyrus. You understand? Wrote in hieroglyphics, etched things in stone. We didn't kill plant life to produce paper, to invent ink to write on. No ink when you're talking about sketching something. So did you kill before? Did you disregard insect life? Are you a fisher? Do you just hunt? Are you just killing and hunting for game? Are you eating that deer right now? Do your family have a good amount of money so that the day you went deer hunting, it wasn't because your family was starving? These are sins. This is a disregard of life. And the energy that's going to be dished out to people who continues to disregard life is a bad energy. So people are going to wind up being sick late in their life because you just didn't take the time to care. You just went through life, 401k, retirement, waiting to retire, up, back and forth at work. All that energy. And you didn't do too much for yourself. If you can make a statement saying you regret certain things in your life, then that means you're a failure. I don't regret anything. You never regret anything that happened to you in your life. That means you're a failure. Never at over 40 start asking questions. That means you failed. You ain't figured nothing out by 40, you're a failure. If you need a psychiatrist or a therapist or any of that, or outside counseling, y'all grown-ass couple, then y'all are failures. Can't figure nothing out yourself. All the energy in the world has been given to you. All the energy in the world has been given to you to do what you're supposed to do. Life is patterns, rhythms, and tones, and energy, man. And out of that energy, they made stories. Whatever happened in the universe, celestially, people just tried to put writings with it. We didn't come from a writing system, so we don't understand how you have to measure out what solar deity or high deity did in the universe. I trust deity produced gods. I trust deity is these solar beings, these crystal beings, these beings that come out. That's deity. And I trust what's higher than deity